Every year, we get many annual video games. These are video games such as Madden, NHL, or NCAA. But I'm not going to be talking about any of those games. Nope, in this review, I'll be talking about the WWE's annual game with Smackdown vs. Raw 2011. The series has been around since 2006 and has had a title out every year since then. Now, wrestling video games are nothing new. In fact, they've been around since 1986. But through the years, many different titles have come and gone, and many people think some of the older titles are better than the new ones we have today. Now, is there any truth in that statement? Well, let's take a look and find out. This game really has no story to it, unless of course you play the Road to WrestleMania mode, so let's start there. In this mode, you can play 5 different campaigns, all spanning from January to WrestleMania, which if you didn't know is in April. In these campaigns, you can either follow the wrestlers Chris Jericho, John Cena, Christian, Rey Mysterio, or you could play as your own created superstar in a campaign to end The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. In this mode, between matches you get an entire new backstage area in which you can spend attribute points, talk to your general manager, conduct interviews, or, on occasion, get into fights. Now this is all fairly interesting, except for one major problem. The camera! Yeah, remember when I said Indigo Prophecy had issues with its cameras? Well, in this mode, there is only one fixed camera, and it is right behind your superstar. And this camera has an extremely small sweeping function. In other words, you can only move to the left or right in an extremely small arc. Now, once you get used to it, the camera angle isn't all that bad, but it still is pretty annoying. Another addition to the game is the WWE Universe mode. Now, this mode is similar to the career mode from earlier WWE titles. And if you haven't played those, here's what that means. In this mode, you can set up matches, stables, rivalries, and even determine who holds the championships at any given time. This roster includes 59 wrestlers and 8 legends, giving you a lot to work with when it comes to mixing up opponents in a fight. This mode automatically updates depending on any match you play, either raising or lowering any superstar's ranking, including created superstars, which can eventually lead to pay-per-view or even title matches. As far as the create modes go, the create your own superstar and create your own entrance have gone largely unchanged, save for a few added features for the newer superstars. The create your own moveset mode is also pretty much the same, aside from some more moves from the top rope, along with special finishes for Hell in a Cell or ladder matches. And absolutely nothing has changed about the create your own highlight reel or create your own story modes, so I won't bother commenting on those. Well, I've put it off long enough. Now, the reviewing. As far as the gameplay goes, this game is largely unchanged from the previous incarnations. Although I will say that the moves do seem to connect with better frequency, and this is different, the AI has definitely improved. Now, if you've ever played a wrestling game, especially the SVR titles, you probably know that the AI is not exactly the brightest out there. I've seen cases where my opponent would just stand in one spot, hit me with a weapon when it wasn't a DQ match. Hell, I've even had my own partner attack me in a tag team match. But this game actually improves upon that. The enemy AI attacks in a fairly reasonable manner. In fact, I've noticed some of the wrestlers even act in a similar fashion to how they wrestle in real life. Now, as far as the graphics go, these are some of the best I've seen in a wrestling game. The character models look amazing, and get this, even the crowd looks pretty good. I know, couldn't believe it either. Now, as for the online play, this is where it starts to get interesting. You see, in order to play online, you must first have the Fan Access package downloaded. Now, if you buy this game new, then you have a free code for the package with the game. However, if you buy this game used or rent it, you only get a 7-day trial before you must pay $10 to play it online. In other words, here's what they're telling you. Oh, you want to buy our game used but still play online? Okay, that'll be $10. Now, the online gameplay is pretty much what you would expect. It's just like playing normal multiplayer, but online. Although it is quite fun, with the exception of some lag here and there, but that was never really a big issue when I was playing. So, with all these minor tweaks and additions to the game, is this game really worth picking up? Unless you're a hardcore wrestling fan? No. There have been some improvements to the problems of the previous titles, but the problems are still there. Combine that with the fact that this game really isn't all that different from last year's title, there really isn't much to see here. Now, that being said, this game isn't horrible, and renting it won't exactly ruin your weekend, I just don't think this game is worth buying at full price. So, till next time, this has been E-Dog Reviews, laying the smack down since 2010.